Hello and welcome back to another in-depth weather video. Today we are talking about this potential blockbuster nor'easter that will be hitting the Northeast this weekend. Now there is a lot of uncertainty around this system, and I'm going to try and lay it out for you guys today, as well as continue to give coverage on this storm throughout the end of this week and until this storm moves off into Canada. So we're going to start off today with the National Weather Service Weather Prediction Center, which has issued key messages for this storm, the January 28th to 30th winter storm. Confidence is increasing that a significant winter storm will create considerable impacts Friday through the weekend from the mid-Atlantic through the Northeast. While uncertainty continues with the track and intensity of the system, it is becoming more likely that it will bring significant snow, sleet, and freezing rain to the region, including the I-95 metropolitan areas. Hazardous travel conditions are possible due to the combination of snow, sleet, freezing rain, and wind. Close to the immediate Atlantic coastline, strong winds combined with high astronomical tides may lead to coastal flooding. Please continue to monitor for future updates as the system develops. I will be giving those updates as soon as I get them, and I will be creating a new post on this every single day leading up to the event. So stay tuned here, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you don't miss any of those updates. My next tweet that I have here is from NWS New York, and what's up with this weekend system? So for New York City in particular, we do have what we know and what we don't know. So what do we know? Today, the Weather Prediction Center started hinting at a coastal storm for the NYC area, including the potential for significant waves, heavy snow, and high winds. The weather pattern does appear unsettled. However, the uncertainty in the details remains quite high. If the snowstorm verifies for our area, then we could see wintry precipitation starting Friday night and ending around Saturday night. So that's the timing for New York City. What we don't know. We have low confidence on the exact position of the storm and its impacts. Very little shifts in the storm's trajectory can drastically change a forecast. Even if the storm shifts a couple hundred miles east, west, north, south, we are going to see very different snowfall totals in any of those scenarios. So stay tuned here. I'll keep you guys updated on that. Earliest official NWS snowfall maps will be released sometime this week when confidence is higher. I'm assuming that's going to be when the NAM starts to key in on the storm. Because at the moment, all we have is the European model, which is a good resource, but it's not the most accurate in terms of long-term range, and we are looking almost a week out at this point, so I do give that as a little bit of a disclaimer. Don't take this for 100% fact. Stay tuned here, and later this week I will be giving you guys a much more accurate forecast when we do know the actual details for this storm, and once all those details are ironed out. And that's the thing about nor'easters. They are very difficult to forecast because very slight changes in track, strength, intensity can alter those snow totals a lot. So let's take a look at your timing here based on the latest model run. Again, nothing here is 100% solid fact, but this is a potential scenario that we have been seeing from the European model. Low pressure forms early Friday morning as a low pressure in the northeast does bring in some light snow showers. Now these two low pressures do combine, and we start to see some snow, light snow, from parts of the mid-Atlantic starting around 7 o'clock p.m. Friday Eastern Time. Now we are at 1,006 millibars for this low pressure. In just 6 hours, we're now down to 994 with light snow across most of the I-95 corridor from Washington to Boston, with the heaviest snowfall in parts of New Jersey and Delaware. Jumping 6 hours ahead again, this is 7 a.m. Saturday morning. We see this storm at a very strong 972 millibars with strong winds around the core and heavy snow along the coast, including Boston, southern New England, New York, and maybe even Philadelphia. You can count in there too. Then we see the big shift. So already we went from 994 millibars to 972, which is already a 22 millibar difference, which bombogenesis, which is the rapid intensification of a low pressure, is 24 millibars in 24 hours. We are going to potentially see that level of intensification in the matter of 6 hours. Now, that is significant for wind speeds, snowfall intensities, everything. But we go another 6 hours ahead, and we are at 958 millibars, so potentially another 15 millibar drop in 6 hours. And at this point, we are seeing extremely strong winds in parts of the coastal parts of Maine, New Hampshire, as well as potentially significant coastal flooding in parts of eastern Massachusetts as that wind pushes the Atlantic onto the shore with some coastal flooding. Now, we are seeing very heavy snowfall in parts of southeast Maine, as well as extremely heavy, like in our pinks here, that's when you see very significant snowfall totals per hour in parts of Cape Cod and eastern Massachusetts, with moderate snow continuing for much of New England. And then another 6 hours, this is at 7 p.m. on Saturday, we are at 9:54. Basically, we have a cyclone here in the Gulf of Maine, pushing the Atlantic into parts of the coastline of Maine, as well as still into Cape Cod. That hook does create a lot of coastal flooding issues, with heavy snowfall continuing for areas of northern New England before this system eventually pushes out. So in terms of snowfall totals, this is what the current model run shows. So in terms of key areas, Richmond, Virginia, around 1 inch, Washington, D.C., around 2 inches, Baltimore, around 3, then Philadelphia, 6 to 10, New York, around a foot, parts of Connecticut, let's use Hartford, around 13, then we have Boston, around 20, with areas of Cape Cod seeing even over 1.5 to 2 feet, and then parts of southeast Maine, such as Portland and Bangor, Augusta, in that 12 to 18 inch range. So at the moment, the European model is showing the most significant snowfall for areas along the coast of New England, so Boston, southeast Maine, like that. But since there is a lot of uncertainty and it takes very little shift in that track to push the snowfall impacts further west or further east, we could see this line up in areas of central New England and parts of the interior Northeast, including New York, Philadelphia, instead of Boston and southeast Maine. We could also see this completely shift offshore. At this point, it's differing every single model run. Every single model has very slight differences at the moment, but the main thing that we are focusing on today is that we are in for a potentially blockbuster nor'easter. Every single model run is showing a low pressure that forms either down south like the European model has, or maybe a little bit further north, but all model runs are showing a rapidly intensifying low pressure system that will be dumping snow on some parts of the Northeast. Where that is going to be ironed out later this week, so stay tuned. But right now, we are looking at a potentially major winter storm. But that is all I have for today. If you enjoyed this video, consider leaving a like, subscribing, and hitting the bell. But that's all I have for today. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.